This is Russ. Yes, another bike. Take a look at this one. This is the Mooncool CG2 cargo bike. Yes, another cargo bike. You know, cargo bikes are becoming more popular. People are starting to use these bikes to do things now. So, yeah, Mooncool had reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in doing a review of this particular cargo bike, and I said, sure, why not? Sure, why not? Yeah, I've had this bike actually for a while now. I just haven't had a chance to get out to do it. We had other commitments going on, but yeah, Mooncool's time right now. So let's talk about this CG2 cargo bike. Now, the interesting thing, I think the first thing I noticed is the color. Yeah, I don't know what they call this orange. I'll put a graphic up. I never remember all these things. It comes in two colors, orange and kind of like a light blue. So I says, nah, we're taking the orange. Yeah, I want something that's vibrant, something that stands out. So, yeah, you might notice that this particular bike is kind of long looking, right? Yeah, the back end of most of these cargo bikes are fairly long, but this one particularly, you know, I compared it to some of the other cargo bikes. Overall, they're about the same size, but if you take a look at the back, it does sure look like it sticks out a little bit further, but that gives you more room to put things in there. So yeah, just another bike out here. Regular price is $21.99, and the current sale price on this bike is $17.99. However, that saves you $400 right there, right? But I got a special code for you guys. Now, I can't guarantee how long this code will last for, but for now, if you act quickly, use a Russ 200 code, save you another $200. Yeah. So thank you to Mooncool for that. So yeah, use my affiliate link if you're interested in buying one of these bikes. Get to the Mooncool site using that link and then put in the Russ 200 code, save you an extra $200. So let's go and talk about what's on this bike. Now, you might notice that it seems like a very basic bike, and in a sense it is, but that's the beauty of the bike, okay? This bike is fairly peppy. I've had a chance to ride this bike now for, I don't know, what is it, 12 miles or so, something. And I've noticed that it reacts very well, very quick actually. Maximum speed on this bike, however, is 20 miles per hour. I mean, this is basically a utility bike. Take it, you know, to go grocery shopping, other duties that you might have. So yeah, let's take a look to see what it has on here. So real quickly, it does have a front basket and rear seat accessory package that you can get with it, and that's $169.99. But if you move quickly, yeah, I think they're going to throw that one for free too. And then also they have a protective helmet that's worth $49.99. They're going to throw that in too. And there's a free bike chain lock as well, and that's worth like $39.99. They're going to throw that in too. So I would say if you're interested in this bike, do it quick while they still have that available. 6061 aluminum frame, of course. This is built really strong. This one, you know, if you look at how it's built and how it's done, every piece is very thick and strong looking. So I have no doubts that this can carry good cargo. The fork is a rigid fork on this one, though. It is not a suspension fork. But it does have things like hydraulic brakes. The hydraulic brakes are made by Star Union, and they seem to work just fine. The rotors are 180 millimeter rotors on here. Well, since we're down here too, let's take a look at the tires. This is not your typical knobby tire, but it's got some pattern on here, which is kind of interesting. It is fairly quiet. It's made by a company called Prison. Is it right? P-R-I-S-U-N, or is it A-R-I-S-U-N? Kind of hard to tell with that font. But no, the tires are perfectly fine. 20-inch by, what is that? Is that a 4-inch fat tire? I believe it is. So seat posts seemed to be adequate for me on this one. It didn't seem to have a problem. It is a 30.9 millimeter diameter, in case you're interested. It's a 350 millimeter length, so I think it serves me just fine. 7-speed Shimano tourney for the derailleur, and of course a SIS shifter from Shimano, which is very typical. Actually, it's interesting because it mentions the tourney, but it shows an actual Altus on here. So I'm not really sure whether they're planning to go to the tourney, but this one has the Altus on here. Shimano gears back there, of course. And the motor is made by a company called Suto. All right, what other goodies does this thing have? Well, here's an interesting thing. 95% of this bike is actually already pre-built for you. All you really need to do is put the front tire on, put on the front handlebar. You know, it does come with an adjustable handlebar stem, by the way, so you can tilt that one way or the other. It does not come with this cell phone mount. I put that on myself. I also put a side view mirror, as I typically do, and I put my my typical 3D printed thumb throttle on the half twist throttle that comes with the bike. Now, it also includes a bell, if you noticed here, but it also gives you, I'm trying to get around the bike here, it also gives you a horn. Now let's hit the horn. That's the horn, that's the bell, okay? So you have two options there in case you don't want to scare people with the horn. The display screen is a fairly basic display screen. It shows you the basic things that you need to know, what your speedometer is going to give you, how many miles you've gone, what your pedal assist is set for. There's 5 levels of pedal assist on here. And there's also 0 too, so if you put it on 0, of course, then nothing helps you out. Then you're riding totally manually without a motor. And the pedal assist is not going to control your throttle. So in other words, if you have your pedal assist at level 1, your throttle still gives you the full 20 miles per hour. Okay? So if you're on pedal assist level 5, your throttle still gives you 20 miles per hour. So maximum speed again is 20 miles per hour on this bike, either throttled or pedaled, which makes it a class 2 e-bike. It does include a front headlight and the rear tail light. And the rear tail light is attached to the electrical system, so you don't need to put extra batteries or anything. It is part of that. Now they also include a turn signal on here. There is a left and right turn signal. You just have to flip the switch here, push it to the right, turns on the right turn signal, push it to the left, turns on the left, push it to the center, turns off the turn signal. And that's right above the horn. Okay, so let's see if we can actually see that. I think it's a little difficult in the way this sun is going here, but there is a light that's over here. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the camera, but in the dark you can see that much better. But in the daytime, again, something to be desired a little bit. Sometimes I think a lot of these don't have very bright left and right turn signals, but again, at least it has a turn signal. All right, it does have bosses here, so in case you do want to add a water bottle cage, you can do so. They even give you a pump. Yeah, water bottle cage there, and then also a pump is included, but again, it's a hand pump, but better than nothing. And you might know too that it does have an externally mounted battery system. That is a 48 volt battery that's 20 amp hours, so you should have some decent range out of that. The motor is a 750 watt pseudo motor, as we mentioned. Okay. Now they mentioned that this charge time is typically around 10 hours to charge this particular battery, so it does take a little bit of time, and they do give you a 28 amp peak controller. All right, so yeah, it has all the capabilities of giving you a little bit of power when you need it. Now the question is how well will it do over the hill, and we will test that out for sure. The recommended rider height on this bike is 5'1" to 6'4". I think if you were 6'4", you might be a little crunched if you want full extension. So in case you might want to look at a larger seat post. You know, these seat posts you can get on Amazon. They're not that expensive. I bought one recently for another bike, and it was like $18. It wasn't so bad. All right. Okay, so anyways, that is what we have, and Oh, maximum load. Yeah, I didn't tell you about that. 450 pounds maximum load. Now, somebody asked me before, when you say maximum load, are you talking cargo 450 plus the weight of the rider? No, weight of the rider plus cargo 450 pounds total. Okay. So yeah, nice looking bike, nice and peppy too. We'll see how it goes on the hill test and overall riding. The cushioniness of the saddle is pretty nice. I find that this one, for me, does not need to be replaced at all. Yeah, it's a little bit wider and it has nice cush to it. So, all right, let's go ahead and take this bike out, see how it does. Stay tuned. All right, let's take this out on the road. Let's see how this bike does. This is a very peppy bike. I mean, even though its maximum speed is only 20 miles per hour, you hit the throttle, this thing goes. All right. It's also a cadence sensor bike, which means you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into pedaling to get going either. So depending on what your pedal assist level is set for, there's 5 levels of pedal assist. Your bike will act accordingly. So let's go ahead and move this down to pedal assist level 1. And all we do is put a little pedaling in there. We get about, it seems to be about, a little over 12.5 miles per hour, something like that. Of course, you do have your gears. Oh, bumpy over here. It looks like they're going to be doing some construction of that bump. Every time I go over this area, it seems like there's more bump. Yeah, all right, let's see. 9.9, something like that. Let's go to pedal assist level 2. I'm in gear number 6 right now. 12.8. Pedal assist level 3. Just kind of keeping my legs moving. About 16 miles an hour, something like that. Pedal assist level 4. Let's move to gear number 7 here. Yeah, same thing, about 16 miles an hour, something like that. Pedal assist level 5. You immediately hear that thing just kick in, and that'll bring us eventually to 20 miles per hour if I keep pedaling here. If you throttle it, of course, it'll bring it right up to 20 miles per hour. My issue, of course, I don't have the strongest leg or knee, so I can't move as quickly as many other people can. Yeah, I think they need to fix this particular path up quite a bit. It's quite bumpy. All right, let's cross over here first. See if the cars stop for us or they don't. A lot of them don't. These do not, so we just wait for them. Yeah, it's a very peppy ride. You either pedal it or you throttle it, and you can immediately feel this thing react. So I think for someone who's looking for a nice Class 2 bike, and they don't want to play games with waiting for it to react, this bike will do it for you. So we're gonna take ourselves to the hill test at this point, as we usually do. And the hill test, of course, is where we check to see how well this bike will go over some type of incline. In my area, we have mostly flat terrain, but a little bit on these paths, we do have some inclines and declines. And right by this bridge area is where I always do my hill tests. I tell you, that incline is difficult. I've seen people on bikes have to walk it up there because they can't ride it up the incline. It's not an easy thing. So but again, with most of the e-bikes we have, it doesn't seem to have a problem. So the question is really how fast can it do it on its own power? And what we'll do is we'll come to a full stop right at the end of the bridge, and then we'll simply throttle this thing all the way up. And we'll see it go up to its 20 miles per hour, and then it'll start to drop once it starts hitting that incline. And that should tell us what what it's capable of going over a hill. Nice day today. It is expected to get quite hot though. This week in the Midwest United States, we've had weather that's been in the 90-degree area. So I'm out here fairly early in the morning right now to do this because I don't want to be stuck in the hot weather. All right, coming up to the hill test. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of people out. I think everyone's thinking the same thing. Got to do it early in the morning, avoid that heat. All right, so we're gonna come to a dead stop right here. And I'm gonna angle our camera down a little bit so you can see the speedometer. All right, so we're just gonna throttle at this point. Hopefully you can see it. Sometimes the sun wipes it out for you, but I can see it very well. So we're at 19.8. And we'll be approaching the hill in a moment here. All right, so here we go. It should start dropping at this point. What are we getting? 18, 17, 17.16, 15, 15.2, 15.2. That's actually very good. 15.2. Yeah, that's right up there among the best, really. I'm actually surprised. I'm very surprised. I was expecting this bike to be down in the 11 mile per hour ranges. But 15.2 is very good. Good job, Mooncool. 15.2, yeah, I think that puts it in probably within the top three and four bikes that have ever gone over that hill. That's not bad. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I'm very surprised. Yeah, very good job, Mooncool. Yeah, that tells us that we have a motor that has some strength, right? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, you know, if somebody wanted to get this bike, you know, as an everyday bike, besides using it as a cargo bike, I think you'd be perfectly good. Yeah, you could take this on flat ground, you could take it over hills and everything. That's not bad. 20 amp hour battery, not bad. You might notice too that I typically use a bell instead of the horn. I do kind of feel that horns can kind of scare people on the path. You know, if you're on the street, yeah, horn's perfectly fine. But on a bike path, I think a traditional bell, people know that's a bike coming then. So I didn't change out the bell. I left the bell with the one that they have because it seems to fit perfectly fine on this bike. It's in a good position on the handlebar. All right, so where we're going to go now is we're going to go to the forest preserve area. It's always noisy on the street here with all these cars. These cars go pretty quickly. So rather than having you waiting around for me as I cross over, we'll pick it up again when we're actually in the forest preserve. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Run over the squirrel there. Yeah, the path has a 15 mile an hour limit, so we'll try our best to stay within that general range. Can't guarantee we'll be exactly at 15, but we'll try. Let's go ahead and pedal this. We're going to go to a pedal assist level that's lower. Let's try 3. Well, the thing is going down a hill. Little incline or decline there. You always pick up a little bit. Let's go to 4. Let's see where that is. Yeah, 4 brings us a little faster than 15 miles per hour. Let's go back to 3. Okay, 3 will be closer. So the question too is, will you have some ghost pedaling? And the answer is yes, you will have some ghost pedaling on this bike. The interesting part is again, because this is a cadence sensor bike, you really don't need to even move your legs much at all to get that motor to kick in. So as long as you just kind of keep it moving a little bit, we'll go down the long way here. As long as you keep your legs moving, that motor is going to help you. So the pedal assist control over here on your left-hand side is going to be critical for you as to how fast you really go. Whoops, hit the horn by accident there. Yeah, this bike has some pep. I mean, it doesn't wait around. You know, when you start pedaling, it's starting to go. It really just wants to keep moving on you. That's a good sign, actually. Other bikes have a little delay. This one doesn't seem to do that. A little bit later, if there's nobody else on this road, this is really for the cars, for the forest preserve area. So if there's nobody around, we'll kick it up a little bit, and I'll show you when we hit the 20 miles per hour ranges, which we're doing on this downhill at this point. But yeah, you don't really have to move your legs much at all. So, all right, so let me move it up to pedal assist level 5. Okay, I'm gonna angle down. You can see my legs a little bit here. I'm barely moving, okay? You can see I'm barely moving, and yet if you look at your speedometer, it's 19.9. Yeah, it could jolt you a little bit if you're not careful. I mean, it will really feel like you're moving along on this bike. It's got pep. I reported back to Mooncool after I got the bike and I took it out the very first time. I told him, I says, you're gonna get a good review. I could tell it right off the bat. I says, the bike is very responsive, and you know, it goes up hills relatively easily. And I says, I can tell already it's going to be a good review. So just our testing of it proves that at this point. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I wish it went a little bit faster, as you know, for me. But you know, for a Class 2 bike that has pep, to me, that's good. I think if it was only Class 2 and it didn't have enough pep to it, where it didn't react quick and it took a while to get to 20 miles per hour, I wouldn't be as happy. But no, I'm pretty happy with this. So, yes, it gets the Russ is Right seal of approval. All right, I think that's really all I have for you guys for today for the Mooncool at this point. Like I said, fairly basic bike, if you think about it, considering all the other things that are available on bikes today. It's a rigid front fork and everything, but you know, it's built strong, and I think that's the whole purpose of a cargo bike. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Use the affiliate link if you're interested in getting one of these bikes. Okay, let's go ahead and make this crossing here. So yeah, get out of your browser thing, go ahead and use that link in the description of the video. That'll bring you to the Mooncool site. Don't go directly there, use the link. And then once you're at the site and you're ready to place an order, use the Russ 200 code. Now, I said it's not gonna be there forever. If you're interested, you gotta move and act quickly and take advantage of that $200 extra discount that they're gonna offer. And I believe that they're going to give you all that other stuff too, because I see it on the website. And again, who knows how long that will be either. So it could be there for a little bit of time. It could be there for a short time. Nobody knows. All right. Might as well take advantage of it while you can. All right. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hopefully you like the bike. I'll talk to you guys next time.